Buenos días, Jorge.
Buenos días. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to find out how to blur a background and filters. There we go.
Yeah. Do you have the proper background? Like
Actually,
like this?
yeah, I could have. I have seen it. I could have created, but I honestly don't like it. I think that is too distorting. Like the blue is too strong.
Yeah, I agree. I like this one. This one because it's not this. They don't like when I use it. So there we go.
Yeah, the thing is that usually like you have to work the what is its name? You have to work like the light as well. If you have too much, depending on where the light is coming from, depending on the color of your background as well, it could look like too fake. The other day I was talking to an agent, and the agent had the perfect background. I thought that she was in her office, and I was like, "Are you in your office?" And I was like, "No, it's a fake background." I was like, "Wow, you got it done perfectly." Like it was even like a rainy sort of a window behind her. I was like, "Wow."
Teams is really good for that. And they've got lots of those ones. At my last job, there was one person who had somehow managed to have like an animated like NASA office. Like it looked like they were like at like NASA Space Center, and but it was like animated. There was like every now and again a rocket would blast off. It was distracting for sure, but it was great.
There we go. We have now Jeremiah. Well, I'm gonna first of all, I need to switch to English, my brain, because otherwise I'm gonna start talking with the Spanish words. So I need to make you guys co-hosts. So let me see. How do we do that? We got Akuri, and Wilton is yours, right, Conor?
Yeah.
Wilton Burgos.
Wilton is mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Jeremiah. How are you?
Sleepy, but good.
So should I make you host or co-host?
I think co-host, I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, co-host.
Yeah. There you go. You, Conor, for some reason you're already. I know. Uh-oh. I meant, oh no.
There we go.
There you go. Co-host as well. Who else do we have? So far, we got 5 people in the waiting. Should I admit already Akuri and Wilton? I think so, right?
Yeah, at least so we can talk to them a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, because I haven't met Wilton yet either.
Heads up, we might chat in Japanese. That's usually what we do.
That's fine. Well, then fine. I'll speak to everyone in Spanish just to show off.
Well, then, yeah, everybody else will be, Akuri and I will be just lost, right? Cool. Good morning, Akuri. How are you?
Morning, everybody. How are you?
Hola, Wilton.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, if it's morning for everyone.
I think it's morning for everybody now, isn't it?
It's definitely morning for me. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely morning for me.
Yes, it's about 10 a.m. here.
I've been on Zoom calls since 5 a.m. so I don't
really?
have a concept of time. Yep, I did it again, Jeremiah. I know.
Well, I was about to say, why you doing that to yourself?
You told me not to.
I'm going to pause the recording, Jorge.
There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Jorge Barrios, and I am the Latin Regional Director for Educo Accelerate. I want to welcome you all to officially our first Educo Accelerate University Showcase for Latin America. This monthly event is brought to you in collaboration with our international team and our partner institutions as part of our regional new strategic approach to support higher education agent recruitment for different destinations through Educo Accelerate. Today, our panel consists of our international team, as mentioned before, and partner institutions representatives for 3 of our major international student enrollment destinations. First, we have with us our Senior Institutions Relationship Manager, Jeremiah Lee from the US. Hi, Jeremiah. If you could please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us who do we have for the US destination today?
Hi, it's so nice to meet everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. I'm very excited for this first ever LATAM showcase. And with us from the United States, I have Akuri Lingenfelter, who is going to represent Arkansas State University. I'm very excited to hear about them. So thank you for being here today.
Excellent. Thank you, Jeremiah. We also have with us Kira Brown, directly from Ireland. If you are there, Kira.
Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome. We're really pleased to have you join us today. I am delighted to present on behalf of our Irish institutions, Mr. Brendan Mcgirthy. Brendan is quite fluent in both Portuguese and Spanish, along with English, and he's going to represent one of our highest and most interested institution partners, which is Griffith College. Griffith College has 3 campuses located across Ireland, so you do have a variety of options available to you. We look forward to hearing from Brendan shortly.
Thank you, Kira. And lastly, we have Conor Otzman from Canada. Hi, Conor. If you could please introduce yourself and your Canadian guest institution.
Hi, everyone, and nice to meet you all. Yes, I'm Conor. I'm from Vancouver, and I say I'm working with Wilton Burgos on behalf of Bishop's University, just outside of Quebec in Canada. They're our newest Canadian school on the platform, and I'm really excited to be able to showcase them to you.
Thank you, Conor. Okay, well, let's start by sharing with you a few things about Accelerate's growth and improvement so far this year. Most of you were introduced to the platform when it was housing between 130 and 150 institutions. In the past 4 months, it has grown to more than 200 institutions. It is basically currently growing at a rate of 8 institutions per month. 33 of these launched since the beginning of the current year. One more reason why I believe this monthly webinar new format will be super beneficial for you. We continue growing our Canadian and Irish portfolio, but not only that, we officially launched the UK as a destination. And currently you can find specific training videos and materials in the platform and our first 4 UK destinations as part of this new destination offer. If you didn't have the chance to log into the platform in the past few weeks, when you came back, most likely realize that the portal has changed. We had already 2 main updates released this year, 1.9 and 1.10. The platform does not only keep growing, but it keeps improving and adapting to users' feedback and requirements. For example, you probably realize that we are not only adding new features, but we keep tidying up the user interface, making the relevant information more clear so you can make use of this powerful technology, not only as an application submission portal, but as a student counseling tool. And I believe soon, for higher education, EduCAccelerate will be your main information resource in the region. There are at least 4 more platform updates to be released this year, so stay tuned. With EduCAccelerate is the combination of technology and people that makes the difference. Our new regional strategic support is already running. I have introductory meetings with most of you, and we've been able to talk about your needs and experience as Accelerate users so far. We have been then scheduling trainings where we cover navigation tricks that help you understand and see the advantages and benefits that Accelerate provides, targeting the functionality that adjusts to your operations specific setup and expertise. We have been as well scheduling our trimestral market trends meeting with this. Based on the analysis of our regional data and performance, we can go through the most successful destinations and programs while observing comparatively where we can find similar offers to keep adding knowledge and expertise to your diverse institutional portfolio. You have access to platform support online and offline. Our customer support team based in LATAM, together with myself, are here to help you. As you can tell by now, for us, it's very important to keep in touch with you and make sure that all our interactions are value-based and can help us continue growing our region as a great offer of quality international students for higher education around the world. Finally, I invite you all to log in if you haven't yet, to get in touch with me if you haven't yet, so you can all gain access to highly ranked universities or small close-knit colleges that open a world of opportunities for your potential students and your business. We will have a segment of FAQ questions once we finish the presentations of the 3 institutions, but you can start submitting your questions in the chat. I'll be taking note of those, and then we can have a little bit of a Q&A at the end of the presentations. Let's go ahead then with our first institution in Canada. Conor? The floor is all yours.
Perfect. So I'm going to quickly share my screen here. As you are all Accelerate agents, you all have access to this portal here that should be on screen for you now. When you're looking for schools for your students, you'll be able to come here and filter by a bunch of different filters that are very relevant to your students. In this case, we know exactly who we're looking for. When I spell it properly, it is Bishop's University. And it'll take you to this campus page here, where you'll get a grand overview of everything you would need to know about the school. Overview here, at a glance information here, so very nice numbers here for Bishop's University. Helpful video for you to take a look at and to educate yourself on the school. Downloadable materials that we're working on, and this is always being updated. So I believe this post admissions information tab is being updated as we speak. This will be where your students will want to know everything about the post offer process, how to get in and register for courses. This is your training and FAQ section. This is your easy questions that were answered by the school itself. So you'll be able to come to here and check everything. If you have any more complicated questions, you're always welcome to go to your regional manager and we will find the answer for you. And lastly, the programs tab, courses section. You're able to come here and browse all the programs you have on offer, but you are able to filter this via the course search page as well, and it'll take you directly to these program pages. And on each program page, you'll be able to see each and every requirement you needed for the program. But this is all very quick overview. I encourage you to take a look more, explore the portal for yourself. With that though, I am going to pass it off to Wilton. We're going to do a quick 10-minute presentation of the school. And if you have any questions about the school, you can either put them directly to me in the chat box, or you can just put it in publicly and we will get to it at the very end. So Wilton, whenever you're ready, you can take it away.
Thank you so much, Connor. I was getting ready to let you do the presentation for me. So let me just pull up my screen. Hopefully you guys can see my screen all right. Sure. Awesome. So hi, everyone. My name is Wilton Burgos. I am a recruitment admissions officer here at Bishop's University. I was also a former international student myself, originally from Aruba. I graduated last year with a BA in applied psychology. So if you guys want to know anything in particular about the psychology program or any program, please do not hesitate to reach out. My email will be at the bottom of the slides. So a little bit more about our university. Bishop's University was founded in 1843, making us older than Canada itself, for just about 3,000 students, 25% of which are international students coming from over 70 countries around the world and 30 US states. We also have that 97% of our students live within a walking distance of our campus, making us a very tight-knit community here at Bishop's University. And if you guys get a glimpse behind these awesome students, you get to see a little bit of our campus, which is just over 500 acres of land and includes cross-country and skiing trails right on campus. So just some numbers that I usually like to throw out there for students to keep in mind. Our average class size here at Bishop's is actually 38, meaning you'll really get to build those meaningful connections with your peers, with your professors. One of the main reasons why I chose Bishop's was for the smaller class sizes. I did want to be a name in a classroom and not just a number. Our student faculty ratio is around 19:1, meaning you'll have a lot more access to your professors. You'll probably see them walking around campus. You can stop them, ask them a question. I'm sure they wouldn't mind either. And Bishop's has also been ranked 4 years in a row, number first in Canada in student satisfaction. So as you can see, our students are very satisfied here at Bishop's University. So a little bit more about where we are located. So Bishop's University is actually located in the French-speaking province of Quebec, Canada. Don't worry, no need to speak any French, seeing that we are in a fully English language institution. Although we would like to encourage our students to pick up another language, this would be the perfect place to do so, seeing that we do offer French courses at a reduced Quebec tuition rate. And students obviously studying here at an English institution within a French setting do tend to want to integrate themselves a little bit more and maybe pick up another language. I myself, when I moved to Quebec, didn't speak a word of French, and now 5 years later, I'm pretty fluent in French myself. So definitely something to look into if you're looking to maybe pick up another language. So just to kind of orient you guys, we're about an hour and a half from Montreal, 2 hours from Quebec City, 3.5 hours from Ottawa, 4 hours from Boston, and 7 hours from Toronto. So we're still pretty centralized, giving students a lot of areas to go ahead and explore. So you're really not limited to only where you are studying. So living in the Eastern Townships, which is where Bishops is located, I personally didn't want to go to a big city nor be in a small town. And I find that Bishops has that perfect mix between urban and rural, being able to escape to the city when you feel like it, but then also being in the relaxation of nature. We have about 8 ski trails less than an hour away from our campus. As you can see, a lot of outdoor activities tend to be a big factor within our student body here as well. So a little bit about the 4 faculties that we offer here at Bishops. We actually have social sciences and humanities. This is everything from English, philosophy, history, psychology. We also have the School of Education, which in my opinion is one of the best education programs in Canada, for the simple fact that we offer our students over 700 hours of practicum, and students already in their first semester will get a feel for it if this is something that they want to do or not. We also have the natural sciences and mathematics. This is everything from physics, astronomy, chemistry. And then lastly, we have the Williams School of Business offering everything from accounting, human resources, business analytics, finance, marketing, and much more. So Bishops University is a liberal arts institution, meaning that you can mix and match any of our programs, any of our majors and minors here at Bishops. We want you to tailor your degree into something you can call your own. I always like to draw an example. I was a psych major, but I also had interest in math. I had interest in arts. And here at Bishops, you can very, very easily combine your degree and kind of explore all your interests so that when you graduate, you can say that you graduate with a degree that you tailor into something you can call your own. So this is our library learning commons. We recently underwent an $18 million renovation, transforming it not only from a simple library that stores books, but also a library that promotes creative spaces and collaborative spaces for students to come together, study, eat, and relax. We also have a variety of different services offered within our library learning commons for our international students, one of them being our writing center. Students do tend to utilize this quite often and do see about a 10% increase within their grade. So definitely one of the great resources that you can take advantage of as well here at Bishops. And the theme that you see here throughout the university or throughout the library will be the theme throughout the remaining university, seeing that our university is undergoing a major renovation right now. So this is our sports complex. As a Bishops student, you have complete access to our sports complex. I'm talking everything from our weightlifting room, running track, indoor swimming pool, ice rink. You have complete access to our sports complex. We also have a health clinic located within our sports complex. And if you are an international student, you do have to carry the university health insurance. But the great part about this is that our health clinic is located right within our sports complex. So if you're ever feeling under the weather, you can definitely stop by at our sports complex and see one of our doctors and nurses that are available 6 days out of the week. We also have a sports medicine clinic for our varsity athletes. And then there's also opportunities to play in club teams, intramural sports, and varsity sports teams as well, if that's something that you might be interested in. A little bit more about the different varsity teams that we offer here at Bishops. And if you guys see the picture in the middle, you'll see a little bit of Coulter Field, which is where most of our games happen. And whether students are visiting or actually do end up coming to Bishops, I always like to recommend students to definitely visit our campus here and visit the field, since the stands do become very lively, and it's definitely somewhere that you want to find yourself. So Bishops University is primarily a residential school as well. So most of our students do tend to live on campus for their first and second year. And I'm going to read this quote verbatim. Living in residence is a wonderful way to make connections and become involved in your academic community. And I couldn't agree with this more. Being a former international student myself, moving to Canada, having to make new friends, adjust to a new educational system, I found that this was made way easier by having lived on campus my first year. And obviously, all other students living on campus are kind of going through similar experiences as you are. So definitely a community feel here at Bishops. This is our cafeteria, Doers dining hall. If you do plan to live on campus, you do have to carry one of our meal plans. The great part about this is that you can eat as many times as you want. It's essentially a buffet style. There's no limit onto your card. It is included within your housing prices. So students who do tend to live on campus also have full access to our cafeteria. A little bit about the different residences that we offer. First, we have the box style residence, which is essentially a single occupant in one room, and they share the toilet and the shower with one other person. We also have the suite style residence, which is essentially a 4-bedroom apartment, and they share the toilet, the shower, and the living room with 3 other people. And then we have the traditional style residence, which is essentially a single occupant or double occupant in one room, and they share the toilet and the shower with the remaining floor. A little bit more about our admission requirements here at Bishops. This obviously varies on your academic background, but overall we do look for an 80 average or a 3.5 GPA and a completed high school diploma as well. For students that are doing IB, this would be a minimum predicted score of 30. And if you do receive this score, you do receive a full year of standing credits with us here at Bishops University. For students who are doing A-level/British standard system, this would be 5 GCSE results with no mark below C, or 5 and 3 A-levels with a minimum of BBC results. For our English proficiency requirements, so if you haven't attended an English or French school prior to attending Bishops, you do have to submit an English proficiency test, and this can come in various forms such as the TOEFL, the IELTS, the Cambridge English Proficiency, the Cambridge English Advanced, the CAEL, the International Baccalaureate, and also the Duolingo English Test. A little bit more about our tuition fees for international students. So for international students, we're probably looking at around 27,000 Canadian dollars per academic year. For accommodation and meals, you're probably looking at around 11,000 Canadian dollars per academic year. And for books and supplies, around 1,300 Canadian dollars with an estimated total of 40,000 Canadian dollars. Let me just skip over. So if you guys would like to view a little bit more of our campus, you can definitely do so by booking a private virtual tour by going to our website, www.bishops.ca. This pretty much brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Wilton. That was fantastic. Again, just a reminder that you can find Bishops on the portal. And if you have any questions for us, please put them in the chat box or keep them written down. We'll get to them at the very end. I am now going to pass it off to Kira to introduce Griffith College.
Hi there, everybody, and thank you so much. It was really good to learn about the Canadian institution. Okay, so I won't take up too much of your time here, everybody, but just a little bit about Ireland. I'd like to introduce you to Ireland as a country before I introduce you to Griffith and their 3 campuses across our country. So first of all, Ireland and our education system is ranked in the top 10 globally, which means when you receive your diplomas, your certificates, and your certifications from Ireland, they're internationally recognized. Another thing to think about after your students have graduated, that they may want to stay and study onwards in Ireland, or they may want to obtain a work visa. After you study and you complete your undergrad, you can stay in Ireland for an additional 1 year. If you complete your master's, you can stay in Ireland for an additional 2 years. Not only that, but while your students are in Ireland and studying, they can study and work part-time for 20 hours per week while they're studying. And then during the holiday season, they can work for 40 hours per week. The minimum wage in Ireland is €10.50 per hour. Now, many of your students may have heritage in Spain, in Portugal, and in Italy. That means they may want to visit these countries while they're studying in Ireland. They're completely free to do that. And most of the flight tickets are about €20. So think about that. That's 2 hours of work, and then they can go visit Venice on the weekend. There's lots of opportunities available for students while they work. One of the biggest issues that your students may face is that they might miss home, they might miss the community, and they might miss the cuisine especially. I'm happy to tell you that Ireland has a variety of Latin American communities who are thriving. Unfortunately for me, I have discovered the Brazilian pastries, as well as feijoada and arepas, which you can find. So students will have that sense of their home, as well as understanding and learning about the European cultures that are thriving across Ireland. Just a quick note before we start about the 3 campuses that Brendan is going to speak to you about on behalf of Griffith College. So for your students, if they're considering Limerick, bear in mind that there's so many pharmaceutical and computing and technology industries that are thriving and do need immediate graduates to start working there. Companies such as Dell, Johnson & Johnson, and Uber are operating out of Limerick. In Cork, we have the European global base for companies like Amazon, for Apple, and IBM. And in Dublin, that's where 9 out of 10 global technology companies are thriving. That's their European base. They don't want just a native English speaker. They want multilingual speakers as well as recent graduates. Those companies are the likes of Google, of Facebook, Microsoft, PwC. So for any of your students that are interested in international business or accounting and finance, tell them to stick to Dublin. If they want to go into pharmaceuticals, tell them to look at Limerick. And if they want any of the other thriving industries, Cork Cork is considered the second capital of Ireland, and Griffith has one of the most beautiful campuses there. Part of it was previously a church, and I cannot tell you how nice it is to walk in there, take Instagram photos, and just feel at peace. So without further ado, let me introduce Brendan Mcgirthy on behalf of Griffith College.
Thank you, Kira. Hi, everyone. Boa tarde to my Brazilian friends. Buenos dias, buenas tardes to my Spanish-speaking Latin American friends. Kira, thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you, Jorge, for organizing this, and thank you to the panel. It's great to be a part of this. My name is Brendan. I'm the representative for Griffith College in Latin America. I've been at Griffith for 9 years, and I've been based in Brazil for 16 years. So I've traveled across the region, working with our partners and showing Ireland and Griffith College to potential students. So I'll show you a very, very quick presentation. Just run through what Griffith College is, who we are. There's a couple of 30-second video clips to show, and then we'll just quickly breeze through the programs. So I'll share my screen now. Hopefully this works. I don't know if you can see that there. I'm going to go full screen, and let's see if it works. Again, I have no idea if they work. So Zoom can be funny with videos, but I'll play them anyway. So this is just a quick map here of the centre of Dublin. So for those of you that are familiar, maybe I need to minimise the box here. You can see the green areas are Trinity College and Stephen's Green. That's the sort of central point of Dublin. And our campus is towards the bottom there. So we are maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes walk to the city centre, or a 5-minute bus ride if it is raining, which sometimes it does. A bit about Griffith College. We are the largest private university in Ireland, or private university level institution in Ireland. We've been established for just under 50 years. And as Kira mentioned, we have campuses in Dublin, Cork and Limerick. I guess the key benefit of studying at Griffith College is that it's industry-led, it's industry-focused, it's career-focused. So our lecturers, our teachers, our professors, they don't just work at Griffith College, they work in industry as well. So they bring with them the know-how, they bring with them, they know what the companies that recruit students are looking for. And obviously they bring with them contacts so that when students do graduate, they're able to find a job in the country very, very quickly. The campus is, as I said, in the city centre. We have English language programs as well. I know for Latin America, certainly in Brazil, English language in Ireland is very, very popular. So we have fully accredited language programs in all 3 campuses. In Cork and Limerick, we have general English. And in Dublin, we have EAP, which is English for academic purposes. As you may know, you can work while you're studying English, which is one of the huge benefits of Ireland, because they no longer have that benefit in countries like Canada and the US, but in Ireland, it's Ireland and Malta are the only 2 countries in Europe where you can study English and work to pay for your accommodation, food, transport, etc. And the majority of students, once they've finished their English course and they've got the really good English level, they then go in to do a master's or an undergraduate program straight after. We're a very international institution. We have the largest number of African students or students from Africa of any university in Ireland. And obviously we have large cohorts from China, from India, Pakistan, Japan, Nepal, obviously Brazil, Mexico, and Chile. So it's a very international experience, which we're proud of. And as Kira mentioned earlier, there is a pathway for students to work. So if they are studying a master's, they get a 2-year work visa guaranteed. And if they're studying an undergraduate program, they get a 1-year master's guaranteed, sorry, 1-year work permit guaranteed with an honours degree. And as Kira mentioned, there are key industries as well that are recruiting students, international students in Ireland. The key ones being IT, pharmaceutical science, and finance, which we'll go into very quickly. I'll just breeze through the programs very quickly. We have the largest law school in Ireland. We have the LLB, which is Irish law. The majority of international students, though, for our law faculty, they tend to go for the masters because, again, it's internationally recognized. So we have international law, international commercial law, and international human rights law. We have the European base for the Innocence Project, which, if you like Netflix, you may have seen shown on the Netflix documentary Making a Murderer, where the students, as part of their program, prove the innocence of people who have been imprisoned unjustly. It began in the United States. It has saved more than 200 lives of people on death row who are innocent. We don't have death row in Ireland, but we are working as part of our law program with this project, and we're the only university in Ireland with that. We were founded as a business school, so accounting and finance and hospitality management. Our accounting and finance program provides 9 exemptions for the ACCA accountancy qualification. So again, we are the #1 institution in Ireland for accountancy. We have platinum status. I think we were the first in Ireland and the 7th in the world to obtain ACCA platinum status. These are the master's programs that we have in business. So international business, again, accounting and finance, and global brand management. We also have procurement and supply chain. Obviously, with COVID, that's become more important these days. Business and law, which is good because it's a program for students that may want to study in a law department in a company as opposed to practice law. So you don't need to have your undergraduate in law for that program. And we also have the tourism and hospitality master's program. I mentioned all that. So these are some of the companies that are directly recruiting our students when they graduate from the business faculty. So we have Facebook, IBM, AIB, which is an Irish bank, Central Bank of Ireland, Accenture. So really, really big global companies that know that Griffith graduates have the necessary qualifications and experience to succeed in the workplace. As Kira mentioned, IT is massive in Ireland. It has the European headquarters of Facebook, Apple, Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, Dropbox, Airbnb. Every single tech company has their European base in Ireland for tax purposes, of course, but the government created the preferential tax incentives with the intention of creating jobs. The problem is that there are too many jobs being created for the workforce. So they need to rely on international students to come from overseas, study a 1-year master's or a degree, and a job is literally guaranteed. 100% of graduates from our computing programs obtain a job offer by the time they graduate. The majority of them obtain their job offer before they graduate. Obviously, they still have to graduate. We don't want students to start working before they finish their program. But this is just an indication of the IT sector in Ireland. It is booming and the salaries are incredibly high. So graduates can be earning way more than I do with a 1-year master's at Griffith College. Again, as I mentioned, so employability, 100% employment rate, careers in the areas of game development, cybersecurity, web design. We have the Global Game Jam. There are industry visits. Companies are desperate for our students to go and visit them and obviously take their CV. So it's a key industry. And again, some of the household names that Kira mentioned earlier: Google, IBM, Facebook, EA, BioS, SAP. They are all calling Griffith College and other universities in Ireland to get hold of our IT graduates. The Faculty of Journalism, we have a number of incredibly technical and diverse programs in journalism, really practical, using technology, state of the art. We have music production with Pulse College, which is at Windmill Lane Studios. That is not just the best music production program in Ireland, it's the best in the world, in my opinion, due to the access to the artists. In the final year of that music production program, the students must work with an artist to produce a musical piece. Lady Gaga, she recorded the Born This Way album at the studio where the students are studying. 3 of our students worked with Lady Gaga for the production of Born This Way, the album. They didn't get paid, the students, but to put on their CV, when I was 22 years old studying at Griffith College, I helped Lady Gaga produce an album that was globally recognized. And other artists that record at this studio include Ed Sheeran, U2, the Kings of Leon, 50 Cent's recorded there. David Bowie, before he passed away, the Rolling Stones have recorded there. It's an incredible studio for our students. Again, masters, very similar to the undergraduate programs. Again, we are the highest ranking institution for S Media Award winners. Our alumni include Cecilia Ahern, who wrote the film P.S. I Love You, Postdota Ti Amo or Periodota Ti Amo, with Gerard Butler and Hilary Swank. She has other films on Netflix as well. Again, some of the companies recruiting these students include HBO, Sky, and Irish companies like RTE, Windmill Lane, Dublin 98 FM, etc. Here are some pictures from the studio. Also, you may be familiar with someone called Conor Mcgregor. One of our photography students is actually now his personal photographer. From some of the work they did in the studio together, one of our students is now traveling across the world with Conor McGregor as his personal photographer. But you can see there some of the equipment that are used. It's state of the art. It's literally the same equipment that bands like U2 are using to record albums. It's incredible. Our final faculty to look at today is the Faculty of Design. We have undergraduate programs in fashion design, interior architecture, and graphic design communication. All 3-year programs. They do have a portfolio requirement, so students do need to have some kind of background in design, be able to show design concepts before they enroll on the program. Again, it's very state-of-the-art. The students use technology like CAD, CAM, and we have a fashion show every year where the fashion students can showcase their work to the general public. We have news crews come along, report from the fashion show. It's an incredibly big event for us and for Ireland. Again, some of the companies recruiting students. So you have a wide spectrum there. You have Primark, which in Ireland is called Pennies, Victoria Beckham, Vivienne Westwood, and Dunnes Stores. So quite a wide variety there. You may recall that Kira mentioned that €20, you can get a flight to anywhere in Europe. Well, the majority of students that do take those flights fly with Ryanair, and the uniform that the cabin crew use was designed by one of our fashion students. So I'm sure every time they take a Ryanair flight, they'll remember Griffith College. But again, some of the pictures of the creative work that has been done. I realize I'm short for time, so just very quickly about the campus facilities. So we have an on-site bar and restaurants, a student kitchen. We have accommodation for 650 students. We have 24-hour computer labs. The campus is 7 acres. We have a students' union, which organizes all the sporting clubs and societies. We always encourage our international students to participate. Certainly the Brazilians and the Mexicans are very welcome to participate in our football team. And so we have go-karting, we have paintballing, basketball, football, rugby. We have an LGBTQ+ society. We have a Latin American society. If we don't have a society that caters for your needs, we will create one. You're welcome to create your own society and create a togetherness at the college. Here's some pictures of some of the trips across Ireland, taking advantage of the beautiful landscapes that Ireland offers. Some parties, some events. There's the Griffith College Ball, which is always very popular. And here are some more images. This is our the accommodation. A couple of the members of the Irish rugby team are graduates and are still studying. I think some of the others are still studying with us. Cecilia Ahern is in the corner there. This is some images of the residents. And that's it. So I do hope I haven't gone over my time, so apologies if I have. I'll stop sharing there. In terms of fees, fees in Ireland are a lot more competitive than other countries. A master's fee is around €14,000 with scholarships available to bring it closer to around 11,000, 12,000 euros. For a full master graduate, it's around 12,000 euros per year. Again, there are scholarships available with a bursary and an academic merit scholarship to bring it closer to around 10,000 euros per year. And living costs would be the main cost, but as Kira said, minimum wage in Ireland is the highest in Europe at €10.50 per hour. So you pay for accommodation, food, transport, etc. So I may have been going on for too long, so I'll stop there. Thank you for your time.
Brendan, thank you so much. Everybody, I hope that if you have any questions about Griffith College and their 3 campuses in Dublin, Cork and Limerick, you can pop them into the chat and we'd be happy to go through them. And of course, if you have any questions about Ireland in general, please also send them through and we can answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Excellent, Kira. Where we can find information from Griffith College, the platform? Are you able to show us quickly, please?
No problem. Let me just share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Great. So on the Accelerate platform, we have 3 different campus landing pages for each of the Griffith campuses. The reason for that is because some of the courses are available at all campuses and others are specific to that campus. We also have a guide, a destination guide. So if you see the globe here, it will tell you all about Ireland and I suppose the unique selling points for why you might want to send your students over to Ireland in general. So let me just click on, for example, the Griffith College Dublin campus page. Don't worry, I won't go through them all, but you can type in the specific courses that you're interested in. I think I mentioned earlier that Limerick is great for computing. There's a fantastic higher diploma plus master's program. You can get up to 50% discount on your master's if you complete the higher diploma program, and that's all completed in under 2 years. It's fantastic. It's in high demand with industry as well. And the reason I suggest the Limerick campus is because they recently underwent a beautiful revamp of all of their computer labs. So they are state of the art. Not only that, but they've some fantastic, really involved lecturers. And for your students who are coming to a new country, they may be a little bit shy and they may be a little nervous. There are smaller class sizes. So it means that there's a little bit more individual attention. And also you get good group work opportunities as well. And there's a lot of knowledge sharing in the smaller groups. So this is what Griffith College Dublin's campus landing page looks like. There is an overview and an at a glance section. This is where I usually find that agents will copy and paste, the top points from here. And then underneath, you can see the video and the accommodation options. So Brendan mentioned that there is an on-campus accommodation option with the Griffith Halls of Residence. This is fantastic, 24-hour security, and you can get food deliveries right up to your door. It also means you can get out of bed 5 minutes before classes. That's what I'd recommend for the younger first time away from home students. But if students do want to live by themselves or in shared accommodation, there is a plethora of options available in the accommodation options below. We're also working on getting the Portuguese and Spanish language videos added to Accelerate. Jorge, I believe I shared them with you. So if you want to circulate them to all of the agents so they can share with their students while we work on getting those added to the Accelerate platform. There's plenty of downloadable materials as well, and all of the information about what you need to do with your students for their visa interview, if they need a visa before they arrive to Ireland, and what they should do before they come to settle in Ireland. One of the wonderful things about Accelerate is they also offer options for support to students after you've received your offer. So our team will actually call up or email your students and go through the checkbox with them to ask, have you completed your visa? If that's relevant, have you found accommodation? If not, here are some options. Have you secured your flights? Here are some suggestions for airlines. And we send a copy of that to Griffith College so they know, okay, this is where the student is going to stay. This is when they completed their visa interview. So you do have that aftercare support for your students as well when you apply through Accelerate. We also have some frequently asked questions. So in terms of the scholarships and the bursaries, you'll be able to find all of that information here. And of course, the most important thing, the courses themselves. So all of the individual courses listed on here are just a simple click, and then you can create the application and upload your documents on behalf of your student. So I think I've gone over, so I'll stop sharing now, but please, if you have any questions at all, do let us know and we'd be more than happy to help.
Thank you very much, Kira. That was very complete from Brendan and Kira for from Ireland, or for Ireland as a destination. Then we're gonna pass it over now to Jeremiah Lee. Let's talk about the US and our institution for today.
Well, thank you so much for having us today. And we're so excited for all of you attending for this first ever LATAM showcase. And I'm very excited to talk today about Arkansas State University and pass it off to our special guest who will go in more in depth. But before I do, I just wanted to point out something of note to you all that I believe you all should be familiar with. But when you send your students to the United States, the post-study work options, just as a reminder, in the United States, while students are working, yes, they can work on campus for up to 20 hours a week and up to 40 hours a week when they're not in studies, for example, summer breaks. But for students who want to work off campus, they can get what we call CPT, which is Curricular Practical Training Authorization from their school. And actually, after the presentation, I'll share the Accelerate platform that you can see clearly on Accelerate which programs are CPT eligible, which, as Akio I'm sure will mention, most of their programs are. And after the students are graduated, they can take part in post-study work options, which is called optional practical training, or OPT, which allows them to stay in the United States on their student visas and their student status, F1 status, to stay and work in the United States for 1 year after they graduate. Or if it is a STEM major, which means it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, they can stay for an additional 2 years, so a total of 3 years after they graduate. And that's applicable at the associate's level, bachelor's level, master's level, and doctorate level. So if they complete their bachelor's, work for 3 years, then go on to their master's, they can also do this again 3 years if it's a STEM major. So I want to point that out before we begin. For the sake of time, I do want to pass it off to our guest today. Our guest from Arkansas State University is Akuri Lingenfelter. She serves as the Assistant Director for Admissions and Recruitment. So Akuri, off to you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a great pleasure to be here, everybody. I came here to Arkansas State as an international student from Japan also. And as I am sharing my screen, just to introduce myself quickly. My name is Akuri Lingenfelter. I'm Assistant Director for International Admissions and Recruitment. And I have been here for more than 25 years since I was a student. And I'm so delighted to be able to share my university with y'all. It's great to be here. Living here is very fun and a very safe and peaceful place. So I'm going to introduce where we are located first. Arkansas State University is located in a town called Jonesboro. When the international students are coming to our campus, they'll be landing in the international airport in Memphis, Tennessee, which is about 1 hour away from our campus. Our office will be picking up the students, so you don't have to worry about how to get to the campus there. But it's only 1 hour drive, so it's really easy in and out traveling for international students. We do have about 14,000 students studying at our campus. They're coming all over from the United States as well as different countries, like over 60 different countries. And we currently have about 690 international students studying on campus. So that's be about 5% of the populations of the students would be international students. I think it's a good ratio. It's not too many, but we do have enough community to support international students as well. We are centrally located to nearby larger cities like Memphis, Little Rock, St. Louis, Nashville, Chicago, Dallas. Probably you may have heard of those names. A lot of the students would love to go visit on a short trip on the weekends or during the break time. We are called the natural state. The United States each state have nicknames, and Arkansas State is called the natural state because we are blessed with beautiful hills, lakes, and rivers, and people enjoy going out for canoeing and all the nature activities as well. Our campus is located in the Jonesboro, but we have only the one big campus that contains about 145 different buildings, all colleges, including ESO programs, buildings, and undergraduate programs, graduate programs are all located in one campus. So students have access to all buildings that include a on-campus medical center. So in case you get injured, you don't have to worry about it. Hopefully don't happen, but you have a place to go quickly. And we do have a library that is open until after midnight. Students love to study there. They have individual study rooms, meeting rooms, and tons of books and a computer lab there. We do have a student unions. The students can use the different rooms there to host the events and attend the events, as well as our cafeteria, restaurants are all building in one building. State-of-the-art student fitness center is very popular. So you can train your muscles and exercise. We do have rock climbing walls, indoor soccer goals, basketball, volleyball court, yoga classes are offered, and different kind of sports activities are offered free for students. We do have a Convocation Center located on campus as well, where we host a lot of different concerts, sports events, indoor, magic shows, all kind of entertainments are coming to our campus. We do also have over 200 student organizations. So I believe 11 or 12 of them are international student organizations, and they enjoy sharing their cultures for our community and campus. We do appreciate their efforts in showing their cultures. We love them. And we also have international ambassadors coming from, right now we have 7 different regions representing as international ambassadors. They're here to help international students. Sometimes they help in the translations or any questions the student might have to the students. Sometimes old people like me may not be able to answer as a staff, but the students themselves are actually living here, so they can provide a great advice. So if you like to contact them, please contact us so that we can connect you to the current students as well. We do offer the free on-campus events and airport shuttle, shopping shuttles. All those are free, offered to international students. We do have a daily shopping shuttles to take students to a local movie theater, shopping malls, and different supermarkets, so the students can purchase their needs and enjoy eating out with friends and everything like that. So it runs a daily, so you don't have to worry about how to get to places on campus. We are very big on sports as well. We do have a lot of sports played as a university team, and they play against other teams in the United States. It's called the NCAA. We played NCAA Division I game. Students are welcome to attend those events to watch for free. So a lot of events every weekend, every month. We do have some kind of events going. We do also have intramural sports. Rugby is a big one. We do scouts players from international country as well. So if you are interested in playing the sports here and be a part of our athletic teams, please reach out to us, and we can always connect you to get the athletic scholarship for you too. And a lot of students choose us for different reasons, but one of them is the diverse culture. I have talked about 14,000 students studying here, but a lot of students are coming from different countries and different parts of the United States. So they do share the different cultures on campus, and they work together well to make a great campus together. We do offer more than 170 academic programs and concentrations, and popular one would be like a business program, engineering program, computer science, liberal arts, communications, and health professions are getting popular as well. We do have a great nursing program too. And I do have a list of all available programs in the next slide. So maybe you can kind of look at it too. But you're getting the great education through Arkansas State University, because more than 85% of faculty hold their highest degree in their field. And we do have a smaller small class size. So class size is about 29, but some of them are like only 10 students are working for this classes project. A lot of smaller ratios. Student to faculty ratio is about 17:1. So you can feel more comfortable talking to the faculty than other students in the class. And you can feel like you are in the part of the large family, but also you can experience a complete university experience at Arkansas State University too. And our international programs office offer full support for international students, including admissions, orientation, immigration advising, and we do offer the free services, the shuttles and events. We do have a tutoring lab also to support them for the academically as well. But most of the things that the students are choosing us for is their affordability for the grade education. Cost of living is 14% lower than the US average. If you are researching for the different university in the US, you can see, you need to know like how much cost to stay there, because some of the states are very expensive, and we're a little bit lower on the living cost, and also estimated annual cost, including tuition, fees, room and board, and insurance is about $23,000 US per academic year, which compared to the other states about $15,000 US lower. So getting the great education at the affordable cost is one of our marketing feature for this. And you can compare here for our program. On the left, we do offer ESL undergrad and grad program. And here's a little more details. Tuition is about $10,000 for all the programs in addition to the fees, and room and board. This is calculated with on-campus housing. So it might be a little bit higher because that includes the 7 days per week meal plans. But we do have different options. Like we do have on-campus apartments that furnishes the full kitchen, so students can cook and don't have to purchase the full meal plan. So there'll be another options to reduce your cost as well. But basically about $23,000 US to study, including all this. And we do have a lot of off-campus apartments around our campus, which ranges from $250 to $600 per month. A lot of the students would share like a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom apartment, so they can share the cost as well as they support each other for studying together as well. So that might be a great option for them. We do offer the several scholarships for undergrad students. If you are coming here right out of high school and this is your first semester to study at the university level, we do offer the freshman scholarship for those who have a 3.25 out of 4 GPA on the high school transcript. And also if you meet the English proficiency requirements, you will receive automatically this $3,000 US scholarship per school year. You can keep this as long as you keep your GPA. And so this is a great opportunity if you have a good grade. This is 3.25 out of 4. Same goes to the transfer students. If you have attended any kind of colleges or university grade and have more than 24 credit hours and have a GPA of 3.25 out of 4 and meet English proficiency, then you will receive the $3,000 scholarship per school year. Again, you can keep this as long as you keep your GPA. This was a great scholarship for undergraduate students. Unfortunately, we do not have graduate students scholarship. However, a lot of colleges and different offices offer the graduate assistantship position that offers you guys a 50% discount on the tuition and also the stipend. You guys work and help on the research or other tasks, and you work 20 hours per week and they'll pay you for that hours. And that can cover your cost of study, cost of living as well. So that may be a great opportunity for the graduate students too. And if you decide to get the degree, first degree here and go on to, let's say you got the bachelor's degree and go on to the master's degree, for the second degree, you will get the in-state tuition, which is about 50% of the original tuition. So if you have a plan on going towards the master's degree after the bachelor's degree, this is a great opportunity for you to come to A-State and do both. The next slide shows employment opportunity. Thank you, Jamaya. I know that you have mentioned most of this one here, but ESL students are not allowed to work, but undergrad and graduate students can work on campus up to 24 hours a week when school's in session and up to 28 hours a week when the schools are not in session. We do have a lot of opportunities on campus. Like I said, we do have 145 buildings in one campus. all the different departments, different buildings need student workers. So Career Services Office will help find you a job. They will help you write the resumes and introduce the different opportunities on campus work. And I know that Jeremiah mentioned about the CPT, OPT. We do have immigration staff that can help you apply for CPT and OPT. And also we do have a partnership around the campus, that business partnership, that we can send the students for the CPT training for the internship opportunities too. So this will be a great opportunity for students. Our computer science, engineering, and math and science programs are STEM majors. So if you are applying for OPT, you might be able to get the additional 24 months, which is all 3 years of work study. So there may be a great opportunity if you are thinking about working, gaining a work experience in the United States. And talking about academic, here's a list of undergraduate degrees that are available for our students. I know that we couldn't list everything because each major here are having maybe 3 to 4, some of them are 5 different concentration. For example, pre-vet, it would be under animal science. Hospitality management would be under management. We do have a different concentration, so I recommend you to go to our website, astate.edu, or the EDUCO platforms. They would show the different kind of available concentration as well. And if you have any question, you can always ask. And also, as I mentioned, the second degree, if you're receiving at A-State, you will get the in-state tuition. And here's the list of the graduate degrees that are available for international students. Now, for undergraduate students in the United States, I know some countries are different. Sometimes, you apply to study, let's say for economics, then you feel like you have to graduate with it. But for undergraduate degrees, it's very easy, rather easy to change the degree. The first year or two, you'll be doing the general education courses, and then the third year you go to the major courses, and then the fourth year finishing up your major in the, let's say, economics. However, if you decided on the first year, after a year, you want to change it to, let's say, global supply chain management, you can just talk to your advisor and ask them to change it, and you can just change, because you have been covering all the general education courses, most of the things, so it's not that difficult. However, please know that if you are applying to the graduate degrees, all the graduate department has a different admission requirements. So they might require resume or letters recommendations, or the different kind of GPA requirements and English proficiency. So if you are admitted to, let's say, MACC, the accounting degree, then you want to go to, let's say, public administration, then you have to reapply to this program. So this will be a little bit difficult to do it. But for undergrad degree, it's pretty easy to change the major in the United States. So if you decide to go on to apply, basically we'll be asking the 5 different documents or the items that we need from you. First one is application fee of $50 USD, and then the bank letter that shows $23,000 US. This is something for the United States government to issue the I-20, which you need that to get the visa to come here. But this is some once you submit it, it's not like we are requesting to pay this amount. It's just needing to show the balance that you are eligible to pay, the first year of the study, and then so that we can issue the immigration document. We need your copy of a passport that makes sure that's not going to expire in 1 year, because it's hard to renew the passport. And then we need the high school transcript, the 10th to 12th grade transcript. If you are currently in the 12th grade and don't have the complete 12th grade transcript, you can be admitted as an early admits. That's a possible another options too. And GPA needs to be at least 2.3 out of 4. For international student, don't worry about your school is not using 4.0 scale. Probably most of them don't. Some of them use 10 points, 20 points, 100% ABCs and different like that. But you can submit your transcript with the English translation, and we do have an in-house evaluator that can change your GPA to 4.0. So no worry about that. You can just submit your transcript and English translation. And also you will need to meet the proof of English proficiency. If you have an IELTS for undergrad, undergrad admission would be 5.5. For grad, it would be 6.0. TOEFL would be 61 for undergrad and 79 for grad. But if you have that, you can submit it at that time of admission. And here's a list of the items that we need for the graduate admission. Very similar, where we just need the university diploma and of course the university transcript. And graduate program does have a different requirements, as I mentioned. So maybe require writing sample, statement purpose, GRE score, stuff like that. But once you fill out the application form, it will list the checklist, so you know exactly what you need to submit. And if you don't have an English proficiency requirement, we do have an ESL program. You can apply for a conditional admission with the English proficiency. So you can come here just to study English. That is fine. You can apply for ESL only program, or you can apply to ESL plus undergrad program or the ESL plus grad program. And with this, you will be attending ESL first. Then after you meet this ESL program grade requirements, prospectively, there's 80% for undergraduate and 90% for grad program. If you meet this, then you can go on to that program that of your choice that you are admitted to. So, oops. And here is the deadline, application deadline and document submission deadline. Fall is coming up. Application deadline is July 1st. And please submit application by this date. And then once it is, it will be turnaround time right now is it takes about a month, 1 month to receive the admission decision and then that immigration document. So if you're thinking about applying and coming here for fall, I would suggest to apply now and start uploading your documents and communicate with us. And if you have any question, always, of course, contact the EDUCO, and you can always contact us as well. If you scan this QR code, it goes to our international admission information page that would list all kinds of questions and answers as well. So I'm going to finish my presentation here. Thank you so much for listening.
And thank you so much, Akuri. And as we wrap up, I just want to share, of course, really quickly, I know we're at time, where to find more about Arkansas State University on the Accelerate platform, since you are all Accelerate agents. So I did a quick search for Arkansas State University as we pull up their campus landing page. And I won't go through all of this for the sake of time, but I did want to point out one thing real quick, is that on the courses tab, when you see the overview with great rankings, more downloadable materials, the great information, as my colleagues talked about, after students are admitted, the training and FAQ tab, which tells you that great information about turnaround time, deposits, application fees, all that great information. But what I did want to point out was on the courses tab, it's all the courses that international students are eligible here for, and if it will load. And note that here on the courses tab, it will note if it's a CPT eligible program, if it's STEM eligible, right here on the courses tab. So you can see very quickly on this courses tab that's not cooperating, that you can see if it's a STEM eligible program, so to get those 3 years of OPT, if it has CPT eligibility or not. So please check out Arkansas State University on the Accelerate platform. So Jorge, off to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Akuri and Jeremiah. We're a little bit over time. This is the first time, so I think we can allow that. I want to thank all the agents that assisted today and participated in this event. I want to thank as well our institutions, our partner institutions, Wilton, Brendan, and Akuri. Thank you very much for being here with us today. And if you have any questions, if there's some information that you would like, some particulars or more specific information, you can get in touch with me. Regardless, we will most likely will get in touch once a month. So you're not escaping from me. We'll talk about it. I'll receive some feedback from you, and we will be ready to organize our next event for May. Thank you, everyone, again, to everybody, and I'll talk to you and see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Gracias y obrigada.
Obrigado, yeah.
Obrigado, yes, thank you. Gracias.
Ciao.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.